ladies and gentlemen, welcome into Monin Park. It's Little East Baseball for you on the Beacon Broadcast Network on this beautiful Thursday afternoon just off Boston Harbor in Boston, Massachusetts. As the Beacons at 21-9 get ready to face off against the 21st ranked Huskies of Southern Maine in what may just be their biggest game of the year so far. My name is Alex Barth. To my right, former Beacon Steve Consiglio. Did I get that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yes, I did. We're off to a flying start. Steve, how you doing today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Anytime it's baseball and, you know, the weather's like this, we've had rain the last couple days, I can't help but have a smile on your face. We'll take a look at the matchup, the all-time record between these two teams, these two perennial powerhouses in the Little East. It's pretty much been all Southern Maine. There's been a regular season sweep in 5 of the last 6 years. Does not bode well for UMass Boston, as they've already fallen to Southern Maine once this year. The last time they won that was last year, though, in the Little East tournament, so the Huskies still looking for little retribution. Like I mentioned, last time these two teams met, that was just over a week ago. Huskies 4-2 win, in which they were able to jump out with 3 runs quick, and then tack on some insurance late, despite a great game with a great game from Tom Forty. You see, put quite a few guys on base there, Steve, but he was able to work his way around the trouble. 7 strikeouts obviously are going to help with that. Some things you should know as we get ready to head into this one. Southern Maine has won 15 in a row. They last lost on April 5th. So that is, for those of you scoring along at home, if I can do my math right, 22 days ago. I quickly peek at my watch. I hope it's correct. The Beacons did go 3-0 against Southern Maine last year, so this is a team that does have a history of success against the Huskies. These were the 2 top teams in the conference last year, of course, meeting in the conference tournament. And you have the top pitching team in UMass Boston, who will send out their freshman star, Joey Rogers, today. More on him later, against the team collectively hitting .328 in the Southern Maine Huskies. These teams both finished in first place last year. As for this year, well, the Beacons were predicted to finish in first. They got the majority of the votes in conference. But Southern Maine has stormed out. They were projected to finish third, so they've flipped, as have Eastern Connecticut and UMass Dartmouth for that matter. But right now it's all about who can catch the Huskies, and UMass Boston may be the last chances. Southern Maine, I believe, is already done with UMass Dartmouth. No, they're not. It's their last game of the season will be a doubleheader. So they're not. So it's up to the UMass system to catch Southern Maine, and UMass Boston can try to start that today with what would be a big win. Our player to watch in this one, Steve, will be Anthony Searles. He will hit 7th and be behind the plate for the Beacons. What can he do today to change this game?
I mean, the big thing with the Beacons lineup is not striking out and putting the ball in play to the right side. You know, you want to make the defense work, really try and inflate the other team's pitch count, you know, and get to the bullpen right as soon as you can.
Searles behind the plate. He leads the LEC in walks, so that'll help. He can run that pitch count up as one of the veteran leaders on this team as well. A senior from Sheldon, Connecticut, graduate of Notre Dame Catholic High School. Like we talked about at the top, beautiful conditions for baseball today. Sunny, it's in the mid to low 60s. There's a slight breeze coming in from right field. Steve, we were talking before the game. Don't expect to see any balls hit out today. Of course, you never know, but doesn't feel like one of those days.
Yeah, there's no way a ball's going out to right center field. I mean, that'd be a heck of a shot if it does happen. Left field might be more of a chance because it's blowing more right to left than in from left field. So down the line to the left, down the left field line is their best chance to see a home run today.
And just something to take note of, a little bizarre twist to this game. If you're playing right field, you might want to put earplugs in. They're doing some construction over the right field fence, and you'll probably hear it on our broadcast on and off. They're piling steel girders into the ground, and it is a loud, very unusual noise, not the kind of thing you expect to hear on a baseball field. As we get ready, they're going to announce the starting lineups on the PA, so we'll give them to you now. First, the visiting Southern Maine Huskies. Zach Quintal will lead it off. He's the right fielder. You see those top 4 and what they've been able to do with the bat this year. Matt Bender batting second, playing third base. Sam Staubel in the third spot. He'll play first. Dylan Hapworth hitting .422. He will play left field into cleanup. Paul McDonough, the designated hitter, batting 5th, hitting .287. Jake Texter bats 6th. He's playing second base. Devin Warren is the center fielder. He bats 7th. Kip Richard behind the plate. He's batting 8th. And Andrew Ozlak is the shortstop. He rounds out. You were telling me before the game, Steve, off the air. Paul McDonough, this guy's a worry. He played with a severe injury last year. Good to see him back, even if it isn't a DH role.
Yeah, I mean, I heard a few stories that he had a back issue. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but he's a power hitter. He's got a lot of pop. I believe he's a left-handed batter, and he can really swing the stick. It just seemed I used to see him at first base before Staubel came along, but it seems he's found a spot in the DH role, and I hope he does well. But
defensively for the Beacons, you have going left to right in the infield, Kyle Boudreaux, Charlie Hughey, Josh Lopez, and Chris Fowler. Outfield left to right, Luke Nagel, Danny Brown to Nick Herzog. Andrew Searles, we already talked about him doing the catching for Joey Rogers. Well, we have a minute here. The updated regional rankings, I believe these just came out for New England. Salve Regina paces the group at 27-5. Southern Maine is at third at 22-6. Right behind them, UMass Boston at 21-9. So both of these teams in the top four, the top two representatives from the Little East. As I quickly look down here, I believe the only one other Little East team on here as well. UMass Dartmouth in at 13th at 19-3, but Boston well represented with MIT, Suffolk, Tufts also on the list as well. We're going to step aside with the national anthem on the other side. First pitch, keep it here. It's baseball on Little East TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network.
2-2 pitch, swung on and missed.
Kyle Strowski from Agawam, Massachusetts. I'm a senior here at UMass Boston. I'm a marketing major. Probably have to say my favorite moment was my no-hitter my freshman year. Being a freshman, especially just making a statement right away. Seeing the reactions on the seniors' faces. It was something that was a lot of fun to be a part of. If you want to play and you want to compete for championship every year, definitely UMass Boston is a good place to come look at.
And now this one's launched right center field. That's going to win the game for the Beacons. It is down.
LEC is probably best division in college D3 baseball in the country. Play against the top competition every year. I think we have a top 10 schedule in the country this year. So we're young, but we also mix in with a good group of junior college transfers. Being on the baseball team here at UMass is a good experience, great experience. Only about 2% of people can play college baseball, and one that I'll take for me for the rest of my life.
Kyle Fields fires the first, great scoop from Jason Cholin.
Time to play ball here at Monin Park. Thank you for joining us on this Thursday afternoon. Again, Alex Barth, Steve Consiglio with you as the Beacons get ready to take on the Huskies of Southern Maine. The starting pitcher for the Beacons will be Joey Rogers, freshman from Dighton Rehoboth High School. Led his team to a national state championship, last year, in which he faced Andrew Olzak, the starting shortstop for Southern Maine. So far this year, Rogers is 2-0 with a 1.88 ERA and 4 appearances, all of them starts. He's thrown 24 innings, allowed just 5 earned runs, 18 hits, 17 strikeouts, 6 walks. He is coming off perhaps his best start as a college athlete, and that was a 9-inning, 1-run performance last week. Steve, Rogers has been absolutely phenomenal. What can we expect to see out of him today?
As a freshman, it's always impressive to see a kid have this much success. He's got a sneaky fast fastball. Obviously, he's a lefty, as you guys can see, but being a lefty is just a weird thing for a batter to see. They're used to seeing right-handed pitchers their whole life. Being a lefty, he's got a good curveball. He's kind of got a sneaky slider, and he'll come in with a fastball, and he'll really live on the corners of the plate and not give you anything good to hit.
I talked to Coach Brendan Igebro before the game, and he told me that despite going 9 innings last time out, they're going to let Joey Rogers go. They're confident in their bullpen, but if Rogers is cruising, they'll let him go as deep into this game as he can go. So no pitch count on the young arm despite the 9-inning performance last time out. Again, coming off of a complete game, 1-run performance. And he could be 4-0, we were told before the game, One of his performances, 4 innings, had a big lead, but they chose to take him out, didn't want to task his arm. And then another one where he left with the lead, with the ability to win the game, but ultimately the bullpen couldn't keep it in play. One final meeting from Andrew Searles before we get started. The leadoff hitter will be Zach Quintal for the University of Southern Maine. Quintal hitting .352 this year. He has appeared in all 29 games for the Huskies. The slugging percentage over .500, 8 doubles, 3 triples, 2 home runs. So a good amount of pop for a leadoff hitter. Start with the lefty on righty matchup. The first pitch misses for a ball. Today's umpires behind the plate is Tom Ryberg, and James Dion will be monitoring the bases. He's behind first base right now. Here's the 1-0. Fouled straight back, and the count goes to 1-1. Rogers going with a couple of fastballs early. Gets a sign he likes catcher, sets up inside. The 1-1 is hit foul over the Beacon dugout, 1-2. Rogers ahead for the first time today. See if he goes, it looked like 3 fastballs. A little tough to tell from the angle we're sitting. I'll see if he goes off speed here.
I'd be expecting a curveball or changeup in the dirt. Could be going back in with a fastball.
There's the pitch. It is a curveball. He struck him out. 58-foot breaking ball. Quintal down, 1 away. Good call, Steve. Helps to have a former pitcher up in the booth. It's not just me guessing. He actually has an insight into what's going on.
Well, you got Dan Gamble calling pitches over from the dugout, I believe. And he's always good at mixing pitches and throwing any pitch in any count. He really trusts his pitchers.
Here's Matt Bender, the third baseman. Bender hitting .355 coming into today. And he takes the first pitch for a ball. Bender, a senior from Walpole, Massachusetts. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. So twice Joey Rogers falls behind, but both times he's able to come back and even the count. Notable Walpole baseball activities. They made the Little League World Series about 10 years ago, as this one misses. And you had the incredible catch, and the name is escaping me out in center field, that was all over SportsCenter to advance the team to the semifinals. I know a couple players of that team went on to play at BC. Here's the 2-1. Hard rope to third base, and it's caught there by Boudreaux for the second out. Didn't even have to move. So 2 up, 2 down. Just 8 pitches. And that'll bring up Sam Staubel, the first baseman. Staubel hitting .306 with 3 home runs and 17 RBIs. Rogers looks in. He's faced all righties so far. Here's the first pitch. Breaking ball, strike 1. The outfield slightly shifted to their rights, playing Staubel to pull. The 0-1. And foul tipped. He may have gotten a piece of the mitt, and they're going to call catcher's interference. He did get a piece of the mitt. So our first runner is on in a very unconventional way.
That's one of those plays that just doesn't happen very often. When it does, the batter's always saying thank you because it's never a good swing usually.
Yeah, you got to really reach back to get a piece of the mitt, as Searles was maybe a little up in the box. So it'll be a runner on first, 2 outs. The batter is Dylan Hapworth. Hapworth is hitting .422 with 8 home runs and 33 RBIs. He is having an exceptional year, one of the best in the conference. Obviously, you'd like to get to him with nobody on base, but now Rogers will have to lock in with the runner on first. Looks over to first. Here's the pitch. That is hit towards the shortstop, coming over on a half hop, flips to second to retire the side. It's Hughie to Lopez, and despite the catcher's interference, the side is retired. No hits, no runs, no errors, 1 man left on base. We've played half an inning here in Boston. It's Maine 0, UMass Boston coming up on the Beacon Broadcast Network.
UMass Boston is my first choice because of the incredible theater department.
Because it has an excellent honors college.
Because here I get to interact with professors one-on-one.
Because I'm not going to be crazy in debt when I graduate.
Because at UMass Boston, I've met professors who have changed my life.
My first choice.
My first choice.
My first choice.
My first choice.
Make the University of Massachusetts Boston your first choice. Visit umb.edu/first choice.
Back here at Monin Park, our first look at Tom Fortier, the starter for the Huskies. Fortier is a senior from Falmouth, Maine, stands 6'4", $190. He is also undefeated, much like his counterpart Joey Rogers, 3-0 in 9 appearances. 4 of those to this point are starts. He's thrown 37 2/3 innings, allowed 17 earned runs, 39 hits, 17 walks. He struck out 38, an ERA of 4.06, so he's going to put a lot of guys on base. He's going to strike a lot of guys out. How can the Beacons take advantage of that?
I really work the count, really try and get as deep as you can in every count. You know, you want to never swing at balls, obviously, but you only want to swing at good strikes. You know, he's going to hit and miss a lot if you said he's wild. And, I mean, the biggest thing for the Beacons, if they can get to the bullpen, they can win this game.
First pitch is inside, so Josh Lopez at the plate. The Beacons lineup behind him is as follows. Dan Mantoni, the designated hitter, bats second. Kyle Boudreaux, the third baseman, hits third. Chris Fowler at first base hitting cleanup as this one is skied foul. Nick Herzog, the right fielder, bats fifth. Luke Nagel will play left field. He is hitting sixth. Anthony Searles, the catcher, bats seventh. Danny Brown is in center field hitting eighth. And Charlie Hughey, the shortstop, bats ninth. Fortier kicks and deals. The 1-1 misses high for a ball. And the count goes to 2-1. Defensively, for the Huskies, it's Bender, Olzak, Dexter, and Staubel left to right around the infield. This one's hit right back at the pitcher who snags it. Fortier for the first out of the inning. How tough is that play?
That's just a pure reactional play. You know, you don't even really see the ball. It just ends up in your glove, and you kind of just ask yourself what happened. But clearly, Fortier made the play, and it's one out.
The rest of the defense for the Huskies, left to right in the outfield, Hapworth, Warren, and Quintal. Kip Richard is doing the catching for Tom Fortier. First pitch to Mantoni's in there for a strike. Here's that heart of the order that has done so much damage this year for the Beacons. Dan Mantoni comes in hitting .305, 2 home runs, 26 RBIs. Just a bit outside there to the designated hitter, and even the count at 1-1. You have Mantoni, Boudreaux, and Fowler. Fowler's hitting .377 with 4 home runs, and you have Boudreaux at .410. This one is hit into shallow right field, handled by the second baseman for an out. 2 lineouts for the Beacons. That was Jake Dexter taking care of business for Maine. So it's up to Kyle Boudreaux to avoid the 1-2-3 inning. Like I just said, comes in hitting .410, slugging .520, although he does not have a home run. Does not even have a triple. 11 of his 41 hits have been doubles. His 101st at-bat of the year, and it started with a ball away. I like how quick Fortier works here, Steve. Not wasting any time in between pitches.
Yeah, it always helps us out because there's less time to fill talking, but it always speeds up a game, and it kind of just it allows you to turn the page really fast as a pitcher. You don't really think about your last pitch, what happened, whether it was good or not. You're just always looking forward to the next pitch.
1-1 the count as they got to go track that ball down the left field line. Both bullpens in right, so to get to that ball, you have to fully run out from the visitors' dugout on the third base side.
And Alex, if he is working this fast, it's going to be important for the Beacons to slow him down, call time, and make sure they're ready to hit before he's throwing a pitch.
Kyle Boudris fouled that one off his foot, and the count goes to 1-2. Lefty on lefty matchup. Boudris with the open stance. Here's the 1-2. Fouled again. This one towards the BC High football field. And that will get out to about the 30, 35-yard line. And now, like you just said, you're forcing Fortier to slow down by fouling these pitches off. Sets at the belt. Kicks and deals. High for a ball. Good pop on that heater, but left it up. Boudris didn't chase. It's 2-2. Outfield playing slightly to the right. They're actually playing him to go the other way with it. Here's the pitch. That one's high. And the count goes full. Nobody on. 2 outs. 3-2 the count to Kyle Boudris, the third baseman for the Beacons. The payoff pitch. He struck him out. They're going to check down, and he did go for the third out. Boudris is retired. 3 up, 3 down. No hits, no runs, no errors. Nobody left on base through 1 full inning. No score here in Boston. It's Southern Maine nothing, UMass Boston nothing on Little East TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network.
Paris changed my life, and I got there through UMass. Those very specific seminal moments in Paris. The subway. A man in a tuxedo walked in, and a woman in a long gown. And it was stunning. It all hit me. It was like a lightning bolt. There was this world of beauty and style that I wanted to be a part of. That was the beginning of the journey. And that all came through the University of Massachusetts. And that was really a key moment for me. That's one of those moments you never forget.
Back at Monin Park for the top of inning number 2 between the Beacons and the Huskies of Southern Maine. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters for USM, Paul McDonough, Jake Dexter, and Devin Warren. If anybody reaches the catcher, Kip Richard will bat. Second inning against Joey Rogers. He almost had a 1-2-3 inning in the first, minus a catcher's interference. First pitch, breaking ball, gets back in the outside for a strike. That was a nice pitch.
Yeah, it's a backdoor curveball. You're almost never going to swing at that first pitch as a hitter. Just a great spot.
McDonough comes in hitting .287 with 4 home runs and 19 RBIs. He takes that one away for a ball. Here's the 1-1. Inside, scooting out of the way is McDonough. The count goes to 2-1. Rogers looks in. Kicks and deals. Soft ground ball, third base side. Boudris has it on the run, fires across the diamond. And McDonough's retired for the first out. That will bring up Jake Dexter, the second baseman. Dexter on the year hitting .371 with 22 RBIs. He has struck out just 8 times in 116 at-bats, but he's walked just once. Chances are he's the guy who's going to put the ball in play. Here's the first pitch to Dexter. That one misses for a ball. Big guy for a second baseman, 6'2", 200. Here's the 1-0. Ground ball again in on the cut was Mantoni. Boudris. He fouls across the diamond for the second out. 2 ground balls to Kyle Boudris. 2 outs for Joey Rogers. That'll bring up Devin Warren, the center fielder. Warren hitting .343.
Center fielder number 2, Devin Warren.
All righties so far for Southern Maine against the lefty Joey Rogers. Here's the pitch. Ground ball again to third. Exact same one. Boudris across the diamond. You're not watching replays. It's 3 ground balls to third to retire the side. No hits, no runs, nobody left on base through 1.5. No score between UMass Boston and Southern Maine on Little East TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university with a teaching soul.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
Back here in Boston for the bottom of the second. It'll be Chris Fowler, Nick Herzog, and Luke Nagel due up for the Beacons if anybody can reach Anthony Searles. The Beacons were retired in order in the first, although a couple of hard-hit balls. Josh Lopez lined one right back at the pitcher, and Dan Mantoni lined out to second before Kyle Boudreaux struck out. So while the Beacons don't have a hit, it appears they're seeing the ball well, and Tom Fortier has had trouble with pitches that are not his fastball.
Well, yeah, it's always going to be a tough matchup for lefty batters against this kid because he throws hard as a lefty. I do believe he's got a tight slider.
So this one's fouled off.
Versus a curveball. But, I mean, he's thrown behind the lefty's head, and they're never good at They never like seeing that ball come from that angle.
Fowler comes in hitting .377 with 4 home runs and 27 RBIs. He grounds this one softly to second, a couple hops. Dexter has it, fires to first. For the out, Fowler down on 2 pitches. That'll bring up Nick Herzog. Herzog on the year hitting .286. Has had more trips to the plate than anybody else for the Beacons this year. This is his 120th at-bat. He grounds it softly, jammed him on the hands, charging in is Dexter. It's going to be close at first. He dropped the ball. Or no, that was, what was that fell? It was his elbow pad.
Yeah.
Looked like the ball that fell. So Herzog is retired. And that will bring up Luke Nagel, a bang-bang play at first. Based on the swing, it didn't seem like that's the way the ball was going to come off the bat.
Yeah, it was weird. It kind of just fisted him on the hands, and it just trickled up the first base line. And I thought he beat it out, but I don't have the best angle, so he ends up as an out in the books. That's
in there for a strike again. The umpire's down there. We are up here, so you can second guess all you want, but ultimately they have the better vantage point. That pitch to Nagel is a strike, and the count quickly goes to 0-2. That's what happens when you have a hard-throwing lefty on that last at-bat. You'll just have little squibbers off the hands. Here's the pitch. This one is also hit to the right side. Ranging over is Dexter. He dives. He's not going to make the throw. A base hit for Luke Nagel. First base runner of the game for the Beacons. Impressive of Dexter to even get to that ball.
Yeah, I thought that was in the hole from right off the bat. But he got in front of it. He almost made the play if he didn't stumble on the turf.
Ball's not rolling much today on the turf. We may see a couple more plays like that. We almost had an infield hit on the last batter. That'll bring up Anthony Searles, the catcher, sitting just $165. Would like to try to get it going here with 2 outs. The first pitch to him is away for a ball. Here's the 1-0. That one's low and inside for a ball. 2-0 to Searles. How tough can that be as a pitcher where, you get a ground ball hit to where a fielder should be, you think you're out of the inning, all of a sudden you got to come up and face another hitter?
It's worse if they're making errors versus just cleaning up, picking up the baseball. I mean, it sucks that you got to throw more pitches in the inning, but you just kind of turn the page and face the next guy.
Searles takes a strike up 3-0. Now he'll have a hitter's count again at 3-1. Outfield playing him straight away. Lead off first for Nagel. Here's the pitch. Searles hits this one into left center field, falling fast, coming over in left field. It's Hapworth. He dives. He makes the catch. Dylan Hapworth in left field puts an end to the inning with a spectacular diving grab. One hit for the Beacons. One man left on in the inning. No runs and no errors. We've played 2 full. It's still scoreless. Here at Monin Park in Boston, you're watching the Lease TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network.
The University of Massachusetts Boston. It's just minutes from downtown, and the Princeton Review calls it one of the best values in the country. A nationally recognized institution of academic excellence and research, UMass Boston offers more than 150 undergraduate and graduate programs, 16 Division III sports, and more than 100 student organizations. To learn more about the opportunities waiting for you at UMass Boston, visit in person or online. UMass Boston, a research university with a teaching soul.
Let's take another look here at that spectacular diving catch by Hapworth. And we have kind of the overhead angle. Watch how well he reads this off the bat. And then, of course, the full extension to make the grab.
Yeah, I thought that was a double easily. I was honestly contemplating if you send Nagel from third base when that ball went in the air. But Hapworth laid out, made a great catch, and we're on to the top of the third inning.
Leading it off for Southern Maine here in the third will be Kip Richard. Richard will be followed by Andrew Olzak, then back to the top of the order, Zach Quintal. If anybody reaches, Matt Bender. Rogers so far through 2 innings has allowed just 1 runner. It was on a catcher's interference. He has a strikeout, a line out, and 4 groundouts. All of those to the shortstop and third baseman. In the last inning, it was 3 consecutive ground balls to Kyle Boudris. And it'll be another right-handed hitter stepping up. Or pardon me, a left-handed hitter steps in, so we'll see if Boudris maybe gets a break here. Richard, the catcher for Southern Maine. He takes the first pitch and hits it the other way foul. Richard so far this year hitting .277. 14 RBIs. He has 18 hits. They're all singles. Here's the pitch. The 0-1 is hit hard in the left field. It's hooking, and it should land foul, and does. So 2 hard hit foul balls for Richard. He's hit them the other way. We'll see what Rogers does with that. There is Kyle Boudris. He's been a busy man so far today. He's had 3 balls hit to him. Breaking ball just misses up and in. Try to get him to chase high. Or maybe trying to drop that one in for a strike. The 1-2 from Rogers. Swing and a miss, strike 3. He got him. That was the same pitch, I think, the breaking ball, but brought it down a little bit.
Yeah, the big curveball kind of finally found his spot. He pulled it down a little bit further, and it ended up on the lower outside corner to the lefty.
Second strikeout of the game for Rogers, both swinging. And here's Andrew Olzak, the shortstop's hitting .235. Here's the pitch. Bounced in the dirt, picked by Searles. 1-0 the count. The surprising thing, as effective as Rogers has been, he's had trouble getting ahead in the count. Has not thrown many 0-1 pitches today. The 1-0's in there for a strike, and it's 1-1.
Yeah, for being a control guy, it's not what you really are used to seeing. Maybe he's coming around the second time. Maybe he's going to come around in the second time through the order and just flip a couple curveballs in for strikes, just trying to get ahead of these guys.
He's behind here for the second time in this at-bat, 2-1. Wind picking up a bit, again blowing in from right center field. Here's the pitch. Hit foul into the netting. And the count goes to 2-2. See if he goes back to that curveball. That's been his go-to today with 2 strikes. Shakes off the first sign, likes the second. Here's the pitch. Fouled off again, same spot.
Going right after him with the fastball there, Alex. I think he's going to do it again. Outside corner fastball, see if Ozlak can keep up with it.
Searles gets the signal. He sets up to the outside. Here's the pitch. Just missed. Count runs full. So did he go outside again, or did he come back in now?
He's definitely throwing a fastball here, I do think. I don't know if he... Looks like Searles going back outside.
Here's the pitch. Right back up the middle, coming over from short, and it takes a bad hop on Charlie Hugie. They're going to score it as it hit. It was a slow bouncing ball. I think Olzak would have been able to beat it out had Hugie fielded it cleanly. And it's the first hit of the game for the Huskies. 1 out, back to the top of the order, and Zach Quintal, the right fielder, struck out on 4 pitches in his first at-bat. Calling out the signs from the dugout and a leadoff first. Rogers taking a long look in. First time he'll pitch from the stretch today. Second time, pardon me. Had a runner on the first. Kicks and delivers. That's low for a ball. Olzak on first. Not much of a threat to steal. He has swiped 1 base this year. He's been caught once. That one bounces away. And the count goes to 2-0. Granted, Olzak's not a guy who gets on much, so you don't know if that's from the fact he's not running or if he just hasn't had the opportunity. Rogers sets, kicks, and deals. Hit foul over the Beacon dugout. Count goes to 2-1. It really, although it's like 60, 65 degrees, it really feels like summer. You kind of have that just hazy, lazy August kind of feel to it.
Yeah, you got a hot sun today. You can just feel it coming off the turf. It's just nice and warm out here. It feels beautiful.
2-1, it's going to be a pickoff throw to first. You get this sometimes, late in the summer. I saw it today driving in. You get that sort of blue shading over the city, over the skyline. You got that today after a couple days of rain. It's a nice little change of pace. Here's the pitch. Up and away for a ball, 3-1 after dominating through the first 8 hitters. A little bit of trouble here for Joey Rogers. Kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Got him outside. A big strike 2 for Rogers. Runner on first. 1 out. No score. Top of the third between the Beacons and the Huskies. Throws over to first. Nobody home. If the Huskies can take this one, they would effectively eliminate the Beacons from the #1 seed in the conference tournament. The Beacons need this, and then some help, but it would be a big step in keeping their hopes alive of hosting the conference tournament. The payoff pitch, checked foul toward the Beacon dugout.
That was ball 4 that he just got a piece of right there.
And when you've pitched as well as Rogers has throughout this game, you'll get that help where guys will start to swing at ball 4. Especially the second time through the order. Rogers comes to the set, glove belt high. Double checks to first. Here's the pitch, low ball 4. So a base hit and then a walk. First runner in scoring position of the day. He belongs to the Huskies. And that will bring up Matt Bender. Bender has 18 RBIs this year. He's put 2 balls out of the ballpark.
A line drive to Booty last time at third base. Hit the ball pretty hard, so I wouldn't be surprised if he throws a couple more curveballs to Bender here.
Poudre started playing in a bit, now backs up. You have the infield at double play depth with just 1 out. Here's the first pitch from Rogers. It's a breaking ball, and it misses. You were ready to call that a ball there, Steve.
I thought
or
that was
strike,
a strike.
Pardon me.
Yeah, I guess it missed low, but I thought it was there.
That's going to bring Searles out to the mound. Yeah, it looks like a good pitch. Obviously, it's tough. We're directly behind the plate, so the umpire is blocking it to a bit, but you see the path of the ball coming in. You have a pretty good idea. It's Tom Ryberg calling the balls and strikes today. James Dion is the field umpire. You can see him right now on the infield cut between second and third. I guess you can't say the infield grass because it's all one substance. Looks back to second. Here's the 1-0. It's hit hard to third. Boudreau's down on it. Going to go to second for one. On to first. In time, double play. 5-4-3. They go to get him. Rogers out of the jam in the third. 2 hits. No runs. 1 man left on base. We've played 2.5 here at Monin Park. It's Beacons nothing and Huskies nothing on the Beacon Broadcast Network.
Celebrate the soggy shoes and the slow starts. Celebrate the lessons learned along the way. These are the wins. Not the shiny, nail-biting kind. These are the last a lifetime kind.
Something I discovered in myself is that if I have a goal, then I can accomplish it.
It's a well-rounded experience.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual.
It helps a lot that you have a family with your team that can guide you.
Take another look at that double play. 5-4.
On the first undergraduate alumnus.
They got him. Boudreaux to Lopez to Fowler. A nice turn. And it got Joey Rogers out of a bit of a jam, and it got the Beacons back to the plate. Danny Brown, Charlie Hughie will get their first at-bats in this inning if anybody reaches Josh Lopez. What's ahead for the Beacons? Plymouth State on Saturday, a doubleheader. That's a big game. Salve Regina next Tuesday, the #1 team in the region. That's going to be a big game, not in terms of conference seeding, but possibly in terms of postseason tournament seeding. That pitch misses, and it's 1-1 to Danny Brown. Brown, the center fielder for the Beacons. He fights this one off in on the hands. And the count goes to 1-2. Brown, so far on the year, is hitting .214. That one's outside. Count goes to 2-2. Brown, big swing and a miss. Got him with the high fastball. Second strikeout of the day for Tom Fortier. That will bring up Charlie Hughie. Hughie, the Beacon shortstop, hitting .229. Guy they'd like to get on. He's been a demon on the base paths this year. He's stolen 11 bases. He's only been caught 3 times. He takes the first pitch for a ball. Does have a bit of a strikeout problem. 27 strikeouts to 11 walks. Count on him now is 2-0. See him being patient here. Here's the pitch. Fortier misses again, 3-0. So after striking out Danny Brown, now having a little bit of trouble with Charlie Hughie. And he misses again, ball 4. Hughie down to first. And that will bring up Josh Lopez back to the top of the order. Lopez hit a ball hard back in the first inning, but it was hit right back at Tom Fortier. Fortier's going to throw to first. Hughie back in time. Again, Hughie, 11 stolen bases this year. He's 11 for 14. Here's the pitch. Hughie with a big lead. He's not going.
No, you definitely don't want to steal base here with this pitcher struggling to find the strike zone.
Hughie a much smaller lead this time. Here's the 1-0. That one's up for a ball. That makes it 6 in a row that 40er is missed. Finally gets a strike across, and it's 2-1 to Lopez. Again, he'd missed on 6 straight. Ground ball to second, could be 2. The flip for 1 on to first, double play. Back-to-back inning-ending double plays. This one for 6-3. It goes Dexter to Olzak to Stubble. And the side is retired. We've played 3 full without a run crossing the plate here in Boston. You're watching Little East Baseball on the Beacon Broadcast Network and Little East TV.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Top of the 4th inning for the Beacons. Joey Rogers has thrown 37 pitches so far through 3. Struck out 2, walked 1, has allowed just 1 hit. He got out of the first and second, 1-out jam in the 3rd thanks to a ground ball double play to 3rd. 4 defensive assists so far in this game for Kyle Boudris, plus a putout. So he's been busy. He'll bring up Sam Stauble. He was the first Husky to reach in this game. He reached on catcher interference back in the 1st inning. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. Rogers looks in. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to short. Hughie on a hop. Gets his man 1 down. That will bring up Dylan Hapworth. Hapworth grounded out to short to end the 1st inning. Again, here's a kid that swings a big bat. 8 home runs, 33 RBIs, slugging .780. He's not just a power hitter. He's hitting .422 this year. But he has struck out 27 times. His batting average on balls in play is astronomical, as is this fly ball towards the wall. And gone.
He hit that one through the wind, too.
The 9th home run of the year for Dylan Hapworth makes it a 1-0 ball game. An absolute moonshot over the Green Monster in left field. Monin Park, a dimensional replica of Fenway. And he hit that one about at least, 10, 15 feet over that wall.
Yeah, the wall's a little shorter than the one in Fenway, but still, that was a bomb.
Guess Rogers won't throw that pitch again. Here's Paul McDonough. Designated hitter, grounded out to 3rd. He was one of 3 straight hitters to ground out to 3rd in the 2nd inning. Rogers' first pitch is popped up on top of the box. And I think I heard it hit off the roof. That was an absolute monster shot from Dylan Hapworth.
Southern Maine's always had these guys with power. I don't know where they find them, but they can hit. They can always hit.
It's in there for a strike. Something's in the water there up in Maine, which sounds like the plot of a Stephen King book.
It's true.
Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball just missed outside. 1-2 to McDonough. The 1-2. Misses for a ball, and the count's now even. After McDonough, it's Jake Dexter on deck. Here's the 2-2. Hit a mile high, but that one will get out of play.
Watch out for those kids on the track over there.
You got track practice and lacrosse practice going on for Boston College High School, shared facility. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball up and away. A couple times he's left that breaking ball up and outside to right-handed hitters.
Yeah, he's just not finishing it. It's just a matter of a quick correction in his mechanics. It's not like there's something big off.
3-2 the count, 1 out. Nobody on. Here's the pitch. Fouled right back at us. A couple flinchers up here in the press box. People forget about that net. It happens. I've been guilty of it. You've been guilty of it. We've all been guilty of it. I heard a ooh, I heard a oh, something like that down there. Here's the payoff pitch again. And he walked him.
It's a bit low.
Second walk of the game issued by Rogers. And that will bring up Jake Dexter. Take another look at that home run. Well, we have a chance here. We're giving you a lot of headroom on that camera. It's still left the screen. Gone over the scoreboard there in the left. Checks over to first. McDonough's back in time. Paul McDonough this year, he's taken 3 bases. He's been caught twice.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere with Anthony Searles behind the plate. Absolute cannon.
Creeping in at third is Boudris. Everybody else pretty much straight away. Center field shifted a bit. The runner goes, and it's fouled back. They just want to prove you wrong there.
No, I was a hit and run. He was trying to put that in the second base hole. Trying to get Lopez to get out of his position. Just poke a ground ball through the right side. Get a guy in scoring position with 1 out.
You do have the beacons and double play depth. You also have center field. Danny Brown is shaded well into left. You can see him there. We're at the corner where the high wall hits the medium wall. Throw over to first back in time. Rogers mindful here of the potential hit and run. Top of the fourth, 1-0, thanks to the home run from Dylan Hapsworth. That's the difference right now. Back to the pitcher, turns, fires to second for 1, on to first. That one is not in time, but Rogers able to get the lead runner. It is a 1-6 fielder's choice. There's a nice throw from Rogers. He led the shortstop, Hughie, to a point where he could come off the bag in motion and throw to first, but just didn't have enough time to get the speedy Dexter.
Yeah, it wasn't hit hard enough. I mean, Rogers had to come off the mound a little bit to get it to throw to second. And the throw was just a bit low for Hughie to actually come across and make a good throw.
That's why you did PFPs, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
At your fielding practice.
All day long.
First.
All day long.
So 2 outs, runner on first. The batter is Devin Warren. Warren's 0 for 1. He grounded out to third. The catcher, Kip Richard, on deck, hoping to get a chance. Here's the pitch. The runner goes outside. Here's the throw from Searles. Not in time. The throw is to the first base side of the bag, and then sliding under it is Jake Dexter. That's Dexter's 4th stolen base of the year. Meanwhile, the pitcher missed, and it's 1-0 to Warren. Rogers comes set. And delivers. Outside for a ball. So the count goes to 2-0 on Warren. It is the longest inning so far for Joey Rogers.
Yeah, we got a few Beacons alumni showing up too. Stevie Roach and Kyle Satrowski. It's always nice to see the guys support each other.
Looks like they've come sit right in front of the press box. Comes the 15th pitch of the inning for Rogers. Swing and a miss. The runner was leaning off second. The throw down's not in time.
Searles is unhappy. Dexter stole a base off him. He's trying to pick him off any way he can.
Had a good throw down. I don't think Dexter was expecting that one.
Yeah, they pulled that off in the big leagues. I think this last week, Justin Turner got caught sleeping off second base, and I think it was Buster Posey threw behind him and ended the game.
2-1, the count to Warren. Rogers with a long look. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back up the middle by Rogers. There with it is Lopez. He fires to first to retire the side. But the home run from Dylan Hapworth, the difference so far in this game, the one hit, one runner left on base, one run, no errors committed in the inning. After 3.5, it's Huskies 1, Beacons nothing here on Little East TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
Back for the bottom of the fourth, Alex Barth, Steve Consiglio joining us as soon as he finishes his popcorn. First time the Beacons will bat from behind. And Dan Mantoni swings at the first pitch, a breaking ball for a strike. In the top of the fourth, the big home run from Dylan Hapworth, solo shot.
You can't chirp me while my mouth is full. Can't respond.
I'm a play-by-play guy. I'm supposed to say what I see. I saw you eating popcorn. I said you were eating popcorn. Base hit back up the middle. And Mantoni's on. First time the leadoff man has gotten on for either team today. Nice piece of hitting by Mantoni.
I won't say anything about your handwriting then.
Oh, my handwriting. But, I mean, that's not me. Just about any broadcast is going to have atrocious handwriting. Like doctors, except our parents aren't as proud of us. Here's Kyle Boudreaux. Boudreaux struck out back in the first. Mantoni on first base. He has stolen once this year. Has not been caught. That's in their first strike. An interesting running stance for Mantoni at first. He has his hand on the ground, almost like a defensive lineman in football.
Yeah, he's one of those freaky, flexible kids that can kind of just put his body in any position he wants. So he's just trying to stay as low to the ground as he can, just so he doesn't get picked off.
They're going to throw over to first on him there. He's back in time. Here's the pitch to Boudreaux. Fouled straight back. Beacon third baseman quickly behind 0-2. Chris Fowler there, you see, to pick up the foul ball, is on deck. This has been the heart of the order. This has been what has powered the Beacons all year. 3, 4, and 5. Mantoni, Boudris, and Fowler. Here's the pitch. Fouled back again.
See if Boudris can work this at bat. He was down the count early last at bat, and he worked a full count. Ended up striking out, but he still got 40 air to throw. I don't know, 3, 4, 5 more pitches.
Outside for a ball. Count goes to 1-2 as 48 try to get him to chase. 48 has thrown just 40 pitches so far through 3+ innings. Both pitchers being very economical. Decent sized lead. Ground ball to first on a hop is Stubble. He's just going to take it himself as Mantonio's off with the pitch. And that will bring up Chris Fowler with the runner in scoring position. First time the Beacons have had a man in scoring position today.
The first baseman, number 40, Chris Fowler.
1 run on 2 hits for the Huskies. No runs on 2 hits for the Beacons, who've also committed an error. That was the catcher interference. Back in the first pitch to Fowler is a ball. Fowler's 0 for 1. He grounded out to second. 40-year steps off. Now back on. Mantoni takes his lead. That one misses for a ball. 2-0, the count goes to Fowler. Lefty on lefty matchup. And time is called. Kip Richards going to come out and talk to his pitcher. Fortier back on the mound, comes set.
Ooh.
That one just got the outside part for a strike. A nice breaking ball. It's 2-1.
Just a bit outside, I thought. But he called it a strike, I guess.
Fortier looks in at 2-1. It's been a bigger strike zone today consistently for both teams.
Yeah, but he hasn't been calling that low strike for Rogers. Fortier doesn't really live that low in the zone, so it's not a big deal for Southern Maine. But Rogers been a little bit squeezed on that fastball, even curveball low in the strike zone. He's got 2 walks on.
Here comes the 3-1. That one, no question, outside, ball 4. Beacons are going to have 2 men on with 1 out. That'll bring up Nick Herzog, the right fielder. He grounded out to second his previous at-bat. Herzog this year hitting .286, 23 RBIs. As the walk-up music comes in a little late and time is called. Here's the pitch. Herzog takes for a strike. Now up over 50 pitches is Fortier. 3 1/3 plus for him. Comes to the set, kicks and deals. Popped up in the infield. Looks like the infield fly rule is in effect. It's grabbed by Olzak for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Luke Nagel. Nagel had the Beacons' first hit of the game. That came back in the second. It was a single into shallow right field. If he can replicate that here with 2 outs, the runner's off on contact and may tie the game. First pitch is in there for a strike. 2 outs, Mantoni on second, Fowler on first. They each take decent-sized leads. 48 comes set on the first sign. Chin high, delivers. Outside, scooped out of the turf by Richard.
See Dexter at second base playing real deep. Outside the infield cut. Really playing the speed of Nagel, who's not too quick.
And you remember, he got a hit to a similar spot there in his last at-bat. That one's hit right back up the middle for a base hit. They're going to send the man from second. Mantoni coming around. The throw will be cut off. It comes into third, and we have a tie ball game. RBI base hit for Luke Nagel. Fowler gets up to second on the play. Nice piece of 2-out hitting.
Yeah, it's the veteran leadership you get with Nagel in the starting lineup. Not in his real position in left field. Usually a first baseman, maybe third. Played third two years ago, his junior year. Who he redshirted last year, which is why he's playing now. But yeah, he's not typically an outfielder, and he's just playing the left field so he can get in the lineup.
First pitch is inside to Anthony Searles. Remember, he crushed a ball into the left center field gap last time up, but a diving catch from Dylan Hapworth took a hit away. He hits this one in his center. Warren with a beat on it coming in. Lines up under it and makes the catch to retire the side. But the Beacons get 1 run on 2 hits and tie the game. They do leave 2 men on base. We've played 4 full, nothing decided yet in a 1-1 game in Boston. It's UMass Boston 1, Huskies 1 on the Beacon Broadcast Network and Little East TV.
Moving from Turkey, it was a rough journey for me because when you don't really speak the language that well and when you don't really fit in the crowd, it's very easy to disappear. But I decided not to give up, and UMass helped me.
In the bottom of the 4th, the Beacons tied the game. Let's take a look at this. Nice piece of hitting. It was inside on the hands. He just pushed it back up the middle. Mantoni coming around all the way to tie the game. I don't think there's ever a question of whether he was going to stop at third or not. And we head to the top of the 5th with the score 1-1. Joey Rogers back out on the mound. He will face Kip Richard, Andrew Olzak, and Zach Quintal if anybody reaches Matt Bender. Rogers so far has thrown 55 pitches through 4 innings, allowed 2 hits, just the 1 run. Struck out 2 and walked 2. It's been a guy all year who's pitched to contact. So not surprising that the walk and strikeout number's a little on the lower side. Here comes Richard. He was a strikeout victim, 1 of 2. He led off the 3rd by striking out swinging. First pitch, lefty on lefty matchup. Rogers delivers. It's hit back up the middle. Playing deep was Lopez at second, but not deep enough. It's a first pitch base hit. So for the second time in as many innings, the leadoff man is on after no leadoff men reach for the first 4.5 innings. Andrew Olzak will be the batter. Olzak had a base hit, got as far as second in the 3rd before he was stranded thanks to a ground ball double play.
Yeah, let's see if Joe Rogers uses off-speed stuff here to coax a ground ball from Olzak.
Boudreaux at 3rd playing in on the arc. Rest of the infield at double play depth. It's Chris Fowler holding the runner on at 1st. Richard, a catcher, not much of a threat to run. He has not even attempted to take a base this year. Here's the pitch. Away for a ball. Count goes to 1-1. Catcher sets up inside. He delivers. Hit into center field. Brown barely has to move for this one. Now comes in a couple steps, makes the catch. First out of the inning. Ball was well hit, but he hit it to one of the deepest parts of the park. That will bring up the top of the order for the Huskies and Zach Quintal. Third time through the order for Southern Maine. Just 3 hits so far through the first 2 trips. It'll be Quintal and then Bender pending a double play. Rogers does already have one of those. Back a couple steps at third now is Boudris. Infield stays in double play depth. First pitch to the righty bounces into the left-handed batter's box for ball 1. Rogers deals. Big swing and a miss. Took him out of his shoes with the fastball. Count goes to 1-1.
Yeah, Rogers, excuse me. Rogers has been mixing in his changeup. Will in turn kind of get some bad swings with a fastball like that on anything up in the zone.
The 1-1. Just got a piece of that one. It was a low fastball at the time. Count goes to 1-2. One out, runner on first. That's Richard. Game tied at 1. Each team got one in the 4th. 1-2 the count. Sets and deals. Chopper foul down the third base line. That ball's a couple feet to the right. Inning's probably over. Rogers looks in. Sets head high, now down to the belt. Missed away with the breaking ball. Looked like he overthrew that one a bit. Two and two the count. Rogers working on the leadoff hitter for the Huskies. Quintal grounds this one to short. Hughie has it to second for one. On to first. Not in time. It was a nice turn. A great play by Hughie just to get that ball off. But they get the lead runner. That's probably what's important there. Quintal reaches on a fielder's choice, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, I don't know how Hughie got his body in front of that ball. I thought he was going to backhand it and end up going to first base. But he made the flip to Lopez. He just unfortunately couldn't make the turn to first base. It was a nice play by Hughie overall.
I mean, you're working on the leadoff hitter. It's going to be tough with that speed flying down the line. Here's Matt Bender. Bender's 0 for 2. He's lined out to third, and he grounded into an inning-ending double play in the 3rd inning. Looks over to first. Still waiting on the first pitch to Bender. Quintal 10 for 14 on the base pass this year. Started to go. They caught him leading. The throw down is in time. They got him. Anthony Searles with the pick to retire the side. 1 hit in the inning for the Huskies, but nobody scores, no errors, and thanks to the pickoff throw from Searles, nobody left on base. We've played half of the game, 4.5 innings here in Monin Park. 1-1 your score on the Beacon Broadcast Network and Little East TV.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town. UMass Boston, Boston's urban public research university for the 21st century.
Division III allowed
taking a look at what's going on around the conference. See, RIC topping UMass Dartmouth earlier today. Keene State all over Plymouth State in the third inning. Western Connecticut and Eastern Connecticut a battle for State of Connecticut. That was postponed. There's been some inclement weather here throughout the week. It's supposed to continue. Today, just kind of a nice one-day break. Hardly a cloud in the sky as we look out in front of us. Some clouds over Boston, over the Boston skyline. None out here on Columbia Point. Here's Matt Bender. Or nope, that was Matt Bender.
We got a pinch hitter here. We got Lionel Danielson for Danny Brown.
That one misses for a ball. Lyle Danielson. And he takes this one, rips it down the left field line. Fair ball. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Danielson around first, headed for second. He will get in there, standing a leadoff double for the pinch hitter. Junior from the Virgin Islands. Second inning in a row. The leadoff man is on for the Beacons. My guess is he will come in and play center field as well.
Looks like he's coming out right now. Oh, he's going to give him
giving the batting gloves off. If he was, that's a heck of a day. You coming in the fifth, you hit a double, and you're done. Here's Charlie Hughey. He made the nice stop on the ground ball in the top half of this inning. Has a chance to do some damage.
Look for a bunt here from Hughey to move the runner to third base.
That's just Danielson's third hit of the year. His first extra base hit. That one missed for a ball. He does have one stolen base. And is that going to be it for Tom Forty? Or generally that's what it means when the head coach comes out. Here comes Ed Flaherty.
I think he's just talking to Fortier about the defensive coverage they plan on putting on. It's not too late in the game, so I don't think they're going to try and get the out at third base. But you never know. I mean, Flaherty's been doing this for a long time. I'm pretty sure he knows what to do.
In his 32nd year, longer than you or I have been alive. It does look like there is action in the Southern Maine bullpen. Appears to be a right-hander. But the door stays shut. The huddle breaks up. Flaherty goes back to the dugout, and they will stay with Tom Fortier. Fortier's up to 59 pitches, but he's allowed just 4 hits. 1 run, he's walked 2, he's struck out 2. That's the first extra base hit he's allowed. Count is 1-0. And they call a balk. So whatever they discussed, that's not how they planned it. And here comes Flaherty again.
He just wants an explanation here.
He's heading towards James Dion, not towards the mound. So I was going to say, if he came out to talk to his pitcher again, they'd have to take him out. It's 2 meetings in an inning.
I was looking at Hughey at the batter, so I didn't really see what happened.
I didn't either. I don't know if we can get a replay of that or not to jump on our producer, Seth Orensky. He was doing a fantastic job today, pressing all the buttons, making it all happen. He's been running all over this ballpark.
Yeah, when Alex asked him that question, he looked at Alex like he had 3 eyes, making it seem like it was impossible.
Anything's possible when Seth's behind the director board there. Yeah, it looked like he came off while he was on the mound. As we take a look, hey, here's a look for you at it. No, pardon me, that's live, and that one's fouled back. So the count goes to 1-1. Here's another look at it. Yeah, it looked like he turned a little early there.
He twisted his shoulders before he moved his feet, which is an easy balk call for the second base umpire.
The 1-1 to Hughey bounces in, gets away from the catcher, but doesn't take much of a roll. Up quickly out of the crouch was Richard. And you talked about, I think it was last inning, that Fortier hasn't spent too much time low in the strike zone. Richard's got to be aware if he does here with the runner just 90 feet away. Here's the pitch. Fought off the hands. It may have gotten Hugie on the hand as he kind of spins out.
This is where the Beacons struggled on early in the season. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. You have to get him in with this batter up right now. Either putting the ball through the hole on the ground or anywhere in the outfield pretty much scores a run.
Infield is in. Outfield is in. This one's poked foul. Left fielder still playing standard depth, but center and right field in a bit from where they'll normally stand. Rest of the infielders in on the infield grass. 2-2 the count to Hugie. Here's the pitch. Fouls it back at us. Go-ahead run just 90 feet away here in the bottom of inning number 5. Both teams scored once in the 4th. Here's the pitch. Inside, strike 3. Got him. Hugie can't believe it. That is out number 1.
That puts a lot of pressure on Josh Lopez's shoulders right here to get this run in.
Lopez has had a tough day. He hit a hard hit ball right back to the pitcher to start the game. That was a line out. He also grounded out to second to end the 3rd. Starts the 3rd time through the order here for the Beacons. Although Hugie did really work the pitch count in that last at-bat. Now 67 pitches for Fortier. This one's hit backwards towards the netting. Danielson, a small lead at 3rd. He's running. It's bunted down. There's no play at the plate. It's off the glove of Fortier. Everybody's going to be safe. How about that? 2-1 Beacons.
Big call by Coach Ag right there. And Lopez gets a hit out of it.
I'm not sure even if Fortier fields that cleanly, he gets an out. I saw Danielson off with the pitch, and you think, oh, lefty on the mound. Maybe they're trying to steal home, but the suicide squeeze works. That one's lined hard to first, and now on the flip side, a double play, 5-3 for the Huskies to get out of the innings. But the Beacons use the safety squeeze, because the runner was safe to get one. It's a 2-1 game in the bottom of the through 5 here in Boston. Keep it here on the Beacon Broadcast Network and Little East TV.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
Let's take another look at the suicide squeeze because the runner was off with the pitch. Apparently my terminology wasn't spot on. My apologies for that. And a defensive change. So Lionel Danielson, how about this day? Doubles. Comes in a pinch hit, doubles, scores the leading run. He's done for the day. He can go sit down. Sal Fruscino is going to replace him in center field.
Well, yeah, you can't really put anyone else besides Sal out there in center field with the lead. He just covers so much ground. And he takes so many hits away from the opposing team's offense.
Matt Bender will lead it off for Southern Maine. First time they'll play from behind today. That one misses. Bender for the day is 0 for 2. He was up at the plate in the bottom of the fifth when a runner got picked off for first base. That was Zach Quintal. Count goes to 1-1. Frashino shaded well to his right. Everybody else playing pretty much straight away. Hits this one on the ground to third. Boudris. Room service up over to first and one down. I'll bring up Sam Staubel. Staubel is 0 for 1. He also reached on a catcher interference in the first. Meanwhile, Joey Rogers, after the home run, continues to cruise along. He's thrown 67 pitches, 70 pitches, pardon me. Just updated. He's allowed just 3 hits. Breaking ball gets the outside part for a strike. 70 pitches, the 3 hits, 1 run. He's walked 2, he's struck out 2. Ground ball, foul, third base side. That one hugging the line for a while.
All right, we've got 2 replays set up to show you after this batter right here.
Count to Staubel, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Poked foul, just stayed alive on a ball that was on the outside part but has been called a strike so far in this game, so a nice job by Staubel to keep it away. The 0-2 again. Missed as Searle set up outside. I think he wanted that where it ended up being pitched, trying to get the batter to chase.
Yeah, it's usually a setup pitch for the next pitch, so he might come in with a fastball or drop a changeup in the same area.
Searle sets up on the inside part. There's the fastball. It's hitting to center field. Frashino goes back now, comes in, makes the catch. And there are 2 down. So let's see what we have a look at here.
Here comes the play by the shortstop, Charlie Hughey, to get the lead out at second right here. Diving, almost falling, nearly turning the double play. Just pretty impressive. And here's Searles picking off runner at first base after an almost attempted steal. Just kind of got caught in no man's land. And Searles made a great throw to Fowler at first base.
Those were the last 2 outs in the 5th inning. The near double play, then the pickoff to get the Beacons out of a bit of a jam. Coach Igebro out on the mound. Talk with his pitcher quickly. And they're probably doing so because Dylan Hapsworth is the batter. Hapsworth is 1 for 2. He grounded out to short. He also hit a moonshot to left field, the only run of the game so far for Southern Maine. First pitch bounces in the dirt. I wouldn't be surprised here if Hapworth gets nothing to hit. And if with 2 outs, bases empty, they kind of pitch around him and say, we'll look at the next guy. If he's going to help us out, he helps us out. If not, not worth the risk. Same spot, low and away. Count goes to 2-0. How tough is it now for Rogers, knowing what this kid did last time at the plate, to come up and throw strikes?
I mean, it's always tough knowing what the guy did last time. But at the same time, it seems like he's just staying away, not afraid to walk this guy and go after McDonough. But at the same time, you always want to throw strikes. You really, it's just a tough matchup for Rogers right here.
Here's the pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Breaking ball on the outside part. Count goes to 3-1. Rogers with a long look, and Hapworth calls time. Here's the pitch. Outside ball 4. It hops up and away from the catcher. Hapworth is thinking about 2. And it's fielded by Searles in time. Hapworth was right down that line. He was getting ready to turn as the ball took a bad hop on Anthony Searles. So that'll bring up Paul McDonough. McDonough is 0 for 1. He's grounded out and walked. And now, so you issue essentially the intentional walk to Hapworth. You got to barrel down here and get McDonough.
You just got to look out. There's a big hole straight up the middle right here.
Throw to first, nobody there. Also in left field, Luke Nagel playing at the warning track. There's a lot of room in the left. The first pitch is away for a ball.
Surprised the Beacon's bullpen's still silent. Rogers up around 90 pitches, 85, 90 pitches. Kind of losing it the last couple of batters. Still no signs of action in the bullpen.
Throw to first, back in time. It looks like there's a couple guys throwing on that practice field out there, but those may be BC High kids.
Yeah, I think those are BC High kids, judging by the burgundy, almost red color.
Here's the 1-0. Away for a ball again. Rogers continues to have trouble finding the strike zone. Now up to 82 pitches. The 2-0. Hit high into left field. The ballpark should hold it. Coming over is Nagel towards the foul line, and he makes the catch to retire the side. So a loud fly out for out number 3. No hits, no runs, no errors, 1 man left on base. In inning number 6 for the Huskies, we head to the bottom half with UMass Boston up 2-1 on the Beacon Broadcast Network and Little East TV. Tom Fortier back on the mound to start inning number 6 off for the Huskies. For the Beacons, it'll be 3, 4, and 5. Kyle Boudris, Chris Fowler, and Nick Herzog if anybody reaches Luke Nagel. UMass Boston with a 2-1 lead after scoring in both the 4th and 5th innings. Boudris is 0 for 2. That one misses high for ball. He struck out and grounded out. Dueno gets the outside part for a strike. That one misses for a ball. 2-1 the count to Kyle Boudris. So they send Fortier back out for the 6th. The pitch count is up, but he continues to throw well, although he misses there. What have you thought of him so far, Steve, through 5 and 4 pitches?
He's eating up lefties for the most part. Everyone but Luke Nagel. Every lefty besides Luke Nagel doesn't have a hit. and kind of just they've had tough at-bats against him. He's got that tight slider, that fastball, I'd say around 85, maybe 87 but he throws hard. He's tough to pick up for a lefty batter. His booty works a walk. And there is movement in Southern Maine's bullpen, a righty.
Tough to see the number from here, but you got to imagine 40 are now at phone number up here. 40 are at 70 pitches. You have to imagine 40 are here now at 76 pitches. Is going to have a short leash. As Kip Richard comes out to talk to maybe to buy some time for the bullpen.
Fowler's coming to the plate, who's been one of the hottest hitters on the Beacons. I think he's got a 22-game hitting streak, which is almost unheard of.
He's got 40 hits in 30 games. So 377 on base percentage of 484. But he's yet to pick up a hit today. He's grounded out, he's walked. And now Ed Flaherty coming back out.
I think that's the pitching coach.
I think you're right. They're certainly making Fowler wait. 2 separate meetings between the catcher and now the pitching coach. Boudreaux is stretching out at first, trying to stay loose here. Still no sign from the bullpen. That door is still shut. Pitcher's still throwing. So we're being told 27-1 are warming up for Southern Maine. That would be Bobby Delaney, a right-handed junior from Merrick, New York, and Matt Corrali, a sophomore lefty from Peabody, Massachusetts. Now we're going to have a coaches meeting on the field because why not?
I think they're saying he's hurt, an injury.
And now the trainers come out of the UMass Boston dugout.
It's weird. It's his right arm.
It looks to be pointing at maybe his right elbow or a little further up the arm. Obviously, you don't want to play doctor as they're going to take a look. Appears to be something with the shoulder, reaching up under his shirt. Whole infield is in. And we're going to step aside real quick here. We'll be back, see if it'll be 40 or somebody else on the mound on the other side. It's 2-1 Beacons on the Beacon Broadcast Network and Little East TV.
What separates UMass Boston from other schools is the fact that a large percentage of students commute. For me, it takes 2 hours each day to go to and from school, but every second has been worth it because the students that come here are serious about learning, they value their education, and understand where it'll take them in the future. This is what UMass Boston means to me.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity, there's a lot of people. Here there is a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy, I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy, I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters.
We're sisters.
I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, so it's so much better to have like an advisor helping you out, like telling you which classes to choose.
So, Matt Corrali's the new pitcher. What happened during the break? Tom Fortier came out of the game. It looked like something with his non-pitching hand. But Corrali comes in, the lefty, 3-1 on the year, a 2.54 ERA, making his 21st appearance all out of the bullpen. Does have 2 saves. In 28 innings this year, he's led 29 hits, 11 runs, 8 of them were earned. He struck out 26. He's walked just 6. He has allowed just 1 home run. The sophomore from Peabody, Massachusetts, right down the road, so gets to pitch in his home state. The final line, semifinal line for Fortier, through 5+, was over 80 pitches, 5 hits, struck out 3, walked 3. Would be on the hook for the loss. He is still responsible for the runner on first. That's Boudris, who he walked to start the inning. So they're going to go lefty to lefty here as Fowler comes up. And it looks like another hard-throwing lefty here, Steve.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough day for Fowler. It seems like they're almost treating him like Barry Bonds. He's already got 1 walk, and he was almost pitched around that first time up. But at the same time, if Fowler gets a hold of one, could end up down the right field line, and Boudris could be scoring on a double, triple. So he's got a pitcher right now, Corial, I believe it is.
Yep.
Corial.
Coriali.
He's got almost a Bobby Tramondosi-like slider from the left side. Very effective against all left-handed batters, definitely. But you got to see if righties can pick that up early and put that in the gaps. If they leave him in to face righties, that is.
He had unlimited warm-up pitches because he did come in due to an injury, although you got the feeling that Fortier wasn't long for this game anyway when he came out. And finally ready to play. Chris Fowler digs in on the left side. There is nobody out. Kyle Boudris, the runner at first. We're in the bottom of inning number 6 of a 2-1 ball game. Beacons with the lead. First pitch to Fowler. That's in there for a strike.
With the infield at double play depth and the first baseman holding the runner on at first base, there's that big hole that Fowler loves on the right side of the infield. Maybe he'll sneak one through there too.
You mentioned the big hitting streak. He's yet to pick up a hit today, although he has reached base. That one comes in. He twists out of the way. Came in on him with the fastball. It's 1-1. Fowler hits that one hard. Fair ball by the third baseman down the third base line. Holding at second is Boudris. Maybe hit a little too hard. It got right to Hopworth in left field, but nonetheless, it's going to be 2 on, no out. Nick Herzog coming to the plate.
That makes it a 25-game hitting streak for Fowler. 23. 25. And I'm a math major.
A long hitting streak. The batter is Nick Herzog. Herzog is 0 for 2. So Richard comes out from behind the plate to call the play. Boudris not the fastest guy. Fowler's been caught 3 times, so I don't think we'll see double soon. Now showing bunt. There it is. It gets down in front.
It hit off Herzog while he was still in the box. Bunted it off right off his leg.
Wondering why everybody stopped. Herzog a 286 hitter on the year, but they're going to play small ball here, try to extend a 2-1 lead. Do you like this call here to bunt?
Absolutely. You got to attack runs on whenever you can. Not going for a big inning here. You just want to score 1 or 2 just so you can give your Joey Rogers a little breathing room, even the bullpen after Rogers. Just so you could throw strikes and not be worried about a solo home run that might change or tie the game.
Corners come in. They get ready to wheel around to second. No throw. This is tough for Corrali, where he comes in essentially cold. He had just started warming up, and all of a sudden it's 2 on, nobody out. He has to deal with all kinds of plays on all over the field.
Yeah, this is another thing pitchers do all the time, just running over the bunting situations. So it should be second nature for him at this point.
0-1 count. Looks like the corners are going to sprint in again. The entire infield moves. There's the bunt. He pulls back. It's a ball.
See now, if that middle of the infield's vacant, I would make my hitter slash, pull back and swing away. I mean, yeah, it's a dangerous play, but you're playing to win the game. It's just the way baseball goes. If it's a dangerous play, then why is the third baseman 10 feet away from the hitter?
I was going to say, now that you know you have them coming in, do you maybe swing away and try to put one over the top?
Well, third baseman won't charge unless he sees bunt, which is for his own safety.
Looks back to second. There's the shift. He is going to swing away. He hits
gone.
it hard into left field, heading back towards the wall. This ball is up. This ball is gone. A 3-run home run for Nick Herzog breaks the game open. It's 5-1 Beacons.
Great call by Brennan Igerbrodt not to have Herzog bunt. Just a fastball down the middle, and Zog deposited over the left field monster.
Yeah, what was that about not playing for the big inning there?
Hey, it's just my style.
It's not too dangerous for the third baseman when that ball goes, 400 feet. Second home run of the game, first one for the Beacons for Herzog. That is his second home run of the year. RBIs 24, 25, and 26. And now I think if you're Joey Rogers, you got to feel good about coming out there throwing at least one more inning, maybe two with this pad. This one's hit hard into right field. That's going to get down for a base hit. The run continues. Nagel down to first. It's 3 hits in a row for the first 4 base runners of the inning reached. Still nobody out here in the bottom of inning number 6 for the Beacons.
More importantly, there's nobody warming up in the Southern Maine bullpen.
That injury really came at the worst time. So here's a guy who would love to keep it going. Anthony Searles came in hitting 165. He's hit 2 balls hard, but they were both caught, including a diving grab from Dylan Hopworth. And the first pitch to him is low for a ball. And we were talking before the game. I went up to you. I said, no balls are going out today, right? You're like, no way. Shows what we know. The throw down to second is in time, but it's on the wrong side of the bag. In safely is Luke Nagel. You know, that's baseball. Wind's blowing in. It's kind of a heavy air day. 2 home runs anyway. Why not?
Wow, it's 2 bombs, too. Those weren't short home runs. Not like they pulled them right down the line. That was halfway to center field almost.
Right over. It looked like it went out over that W.B. Mason sign.
Yeah, the first one went over the scoreboard. I did see that.
I think the second one slightly more towards the left field pole, but not by much. The count is 3-0 now to Anthony Searles. He has a runner in scoring position. That's Luke Nagel. That was Nagel's first stolen base of the year, his first attempt. That's in their first strike. Searles picks the hands up.
I do think that was a hit and run at a pitch that Searles had no way of getting the bat on. That pretty much came right over his toes.
Sal Fricino on deck, waiting for his first at-bat. Came into this game in the 6th inning. Taken by Searles for a strike after a 3-0 count. It's now full. One of those runs, by the way, on the home run, charged to Tom Fortier, so the line on him is closed. 5 innings, 3 earned runs. And he is on the hook for the loss. Here's the pitch. Searles hits it hard right into the Beacon dugout. Wow. Sent a couple teammates flying. Everybody appears to be okay.
Some fan came up with the baseball in the dugout over there.
It's as hard of a hit ball as you'll see. Full count, nobody out, runner on second. 5-1 Beacon lead. Corrali looks back to second, kicks and delivers. Breaking ball away, ball 4, and Searles is on. And I believe now everybody has reached, at least every spot in the order is reached. Sal Fricino coming up. This is his first at-bat. He came into the game defensively in the 6th. But every spot in the order, 1 through 9, is reached at least once. Still nobody out. Runners are on first and second.
Here's another clear bunting situation, but up 4 runs, you're just not sure. There it is.
Fricino pulls back, but not in time. It's in there for a strike. Fricino on the year is hitting .215 with mostly base hits. See if he squares around again. Gets this one down in front of the plate, but it's going to roll foul. Count goes to 0-2. Hey, last time the Beacons tried to bunt, couldn't swing away. Good things happen, so we'll see what happens here. Frashino does have 1 home run on the year. A junior from Derby, Connecticut. Shows bunt again, can't get it down. Might have gotten a piece of it. Either way, it's into the mid, strike 3. And Frashino is retired. First out of the inning, and that'll bring up Charlie Hugie. Hugie's walked and struck out. He's yet to put a ball in play. He has a runner in scoring position here.
The shortstop, number 29, Charlie Hugie.
The first pitch from the lefty is inside for a strike. Just got in there. Two on, one out. Beacons lead 5-1 thanks to a 3-run home run from Nick Herzog. Earlier in this inning, they scored once in the 4th, once in the 5th, 3 times this inning. This one's hit back up the middle. Ducking is the pitcher. Taken at second by himself is Olzak. He fires to first to retire the side. But the Beacons get 3 runs on 3 hits. One of them, the bomb from Nick Herzog. 2 men are left on base. We've played 6 full in Boston. It's now 5-1 Beacons on Little East TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network. Into the back third of this one we go. Joey Rogers will get back out there for his 7th inning so far through 6 for the freshman. He has allowed just 1 run, just 3 hits, has a couple strikeouts. Dylan Hapworth hit a home run for Southern Maine in the 4th. That was a solo shot. And Nick Herzog answered with a 3-run home run in the bottom half of the 6th. We head to the top of inning number 7 as we enter the back third of this game. Jake Dexter, Devin Warren, and Kip Richard for Southern Maine try to get them back on track. This one's hit foul, heading towards the fence and out of play despite the jump from Fowler. It's got to jump a little more than that to get to that ball.
I got nothing good to say about that.
Rogers at 84 pitches here in the 7th. If he can have an economical inning here, a quick inning here, maybe you start talking about back-to-back complete games as that one falls in for a strike and the count goes to 0-2.
How many pitches is he at?
He's at 85. This is going to be 86 coming up here.
I think this is his last inning.
Here's the pitch. He struck him out right through it. Goes Jake Dexter. They're going to throw down to first as the ball popped in and out of the mitt of Anthony Searles. That is the 3rd strikeout of the game for Joey Rogers. All of them have been swinging. I think 2, if not all of them, have been on the fastball.
First one was on the curve, and Richard, his first K was on the curve.
So that is the first one on the fastball. Shows what I know. Only 3, though. He's pitched to contact, and he's pitched to contact well again, just 1 run. He's really only been in trouble once, and that wasn't even the inning he gave up the run. That was just a home run out of nowhere. He had 2 on, 1 out in the 3rd and was able to get a ground ball double play to get out of it. This one's grounded to 3rd, but it is foul. Warren's 0 for 2. He's grounded out to 3rd and grounded out to 2nd. Your thoughts on Rogers so far through 6 and the 3rd?
It's impressive. Just impressed me. He's not trying to do too much. He's just throwing a lot of strikes. I think he's got 1 walk on the 2 walks on the day. Really just staying low in the zone. That home run's the only thing that hurt him. And he's throwing that curveball for a strike, really keeping the hitters off balance.
That curveball misses up and away. That's the one pitch he's had trouble with when he's tried to put that curveball to the outside a couple times. He's left it up and away, but it's generally been early in counts where he can come back and recover from it. Here's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss with the fastball. Similar pitch he got the strikeout on. And the count goes to 1-2. See if he goes fastball again or try something low after coming up at the letters. Searles sets up outside. Here's the pitch. Chopper foul toward the Southern Maine dugout. 1-2 the count, 1 out, nobody on. Here in the top of the 7th. UMass Boston, the University of Southern Maine. Ground ball to 3rd, busy day over there for Boudris. On to 1st, a bit up the line, but in time to get him. And there's 2 down. That is 6 assists for Boudris to go along with the putout so far today. Busy day for him in the hot corner. That's why they call it that. Kip Richards steps in. He struck out and singled. He's 1 for 2. That one gets away from Searles. Nobody on base, though. It doesn't matter. Count is 1-0. It's the 93rd pitch from Rogers. Away for a ball. Looks like the Beacons have a righty throwing. This one's hit right to 2nd, but hard. Lopez has it on the outfield. Grass throws to 1st, and the side is retired. Another 1-2-3 inning for the freshman, Joey Rogers. It's stretch time in Boston. Beacons 5, Huskies 1 on Little East TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network.
UMass is very public service focused, and it piqued my interest, and I started doing more research on it. I'm very focused on what can I do to make the world around me a better place. My name is Lydia Grasso. I'm a junior at UMass Boston studying sociology and minoring in human rights. Because I won the Chancellor Scholarship at UMass, it allowed me to go to Cambodia. I was working at the Sihanouk Hospital Center of Hope. I was in the place of something horrible that had happened. I could either go home and kind of forget about that experience and kind of block it out, or I could do something so that things like that never happened again. UMass provides me with opportunities that I wouldn't get anywhere else and gives me a global perspective in a public setting. I definitely transformed at UMass.
Jack Donnelly is the new pitcher for the Huskies. See the numbers there? 2-1, 2.96 ERA. He's making his 7th appearance, only his 2nd out of the bullpen. He started 5 games this year for the Huskies. He's 2-1. And 27 innings led, 25 hits. Struck out 18, walked 5. How about this, Steven? This will frustrate you as a pitcher. He's allowed 14 runs, but only 9 of them have been earned. he hasn't gotten a lot of help from his fielders.
Well, Southern Maine's also a tougher field to field, I guess, on. A little bit harder as a field, kind of bumpy. Not a perfectly flat infield, not turf. And the outfield's even worse. It almost dips in center field.
First pitch is away for a ball to Josh Lopez. Top of the order for the Beacons here in the 7th. Their 4th time through it. Lopez, Mantoni, and Boudris. Donnelly's a righty, stands 6'2", $165 from Walpole, Massachusetts. Played his high school ball at Walpole High School. That's in there for a strike. Seen a couple Walpole kids in this game. It's right in my neck of the woods. Probably where I'll be eating dinner tonight. So D'Angelo's there. Makes a mean Thanksgiving toasted sub. That's inside for a ball.
Completely agree. Got to get extra gravy, though.
Extra gravy. You know, I've tried it with bacon, too. It sounds a little nasty, but don't sleep on it. Here's the pitch. Hit over the head of the lunging shortstop into left center field. Around first. Thinking about second now, putting the brakes on his Lopez. He'll retreat. But nonetheless, the second hit and as many at-bats for the Beacons' leadoff man. He's 2 for 4. And after grounding in an inning-ending double play in the 3rd, he's turned it around nicely. So that will bring up Dan Mantoni. Mantoni is 1 for 3. Had a base hit, came around to score the Beacons' first run of the game in the 4th. UMass Boston was scoreless through the first 3, scored once in the 4th, once in the 5th, and 3 times in the 6th for their 5-1 lead. First righty the Beacons have faced in Donnelly. And twice he almost hits Mantoni. Those balls breaking in, probably helping him out a bit. The count goes to 2-0. The wind's picked up a good amount here. Now it seems as if it's blowing straight in from center field. This one's hit a mile high, foul territory, third base side. Coming over and watching the ball go out of play is Matt Bender.
And Tony just missed that. A little bit out in front. Could have pulled that down the line. Could have been over the fence easily.
Of course, we've seen balls fly out in that area today. Here's the 2-1. Big swing and a miss. Tried to make up for it, but pitch was up and away. Couldn't reach it. Count goes to 2-2. 1 on, nobody out. Lopez with his leadoff first. Here's the pitch. Popped him up. That'll stay in play. Coming in from second is Dexter. He makes the catch for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Boudris. Boudris got the big inning started last inning. He walked and came around to score. It was a walk, a single, home run, a single, and a walk for the Beacons' 3 runs. And that is going to do it for Jack Donnelly. So a brief appearance for the righty sophomore from Walpole. He's out. New pitcher coming in. We'll be back with his line and the new thrower. Keep it here on Little East TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network. 5-1 UMass Boston.
I'm the first undergraduate alumnus to lead this university. I'm very proud of that. I was literally able to transform my life because of the University of Massachusetts, and I want that for every single student that walks through the door.
So the Huskies elect to go back to a lefty. It's going to be Henry Curran, a sophomore from South Portland, Maine. Stands 6'1". So they go to the righty for 2 batters. Jack Donnelly records 1 out, allows 1 hit. Struck out none, walked none. Did not allow a run, although he is responsible for the man on first. That's Josh Lopez. The new pitcher, Curran, is making his 6th appearance, but his first relief appearance. He started 5 games. In those games, he's 2-1, has thrown 16 innings, allowed 13 hits, 10 runs, 9 of them earned. He's walked 12. He struck out 18. So not a guy that has a lot of balls hit off him. He has an ERA of 5.06. The first pitch to Boudris is a ball. And the second one misses as well. So they go back to the lefty for the lefty-lefty matchup. Fowler takes his lead. Here's the pitch. Hit into center field, falling fast, coming over and making the catch is Devin Warren in left center field for the second out of the inning. Good range for Warren. And that'll bring up Chris Fowler, try to extend things. He had a base hit, came around to score on the home run last inning. He was the first batter to face Corrali, remember, after 40 are left with an injury.
The first baseman, number 40, Chris Fowler.
First pitch to Fowler is poked into left field, but it will get out of play. If he straightens that one out, he'll have another home run.
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to pull one over that 380 sign out in right center.
Here's the pitch. Runner goes, and no throw. Nice jump from Lopez. Lopez's fourth stolen base of the year. He's now 4 for 5. Curran looks in. Comes set, kicks and deals. Hit hard again into left field, but foul.
Seems like Fowler really wants to go to left field today. His first hit was down the third base line. He's really kind of just pushing that ball towards the left fielder, towards left field.
The outfield's actually shifted for him to go the other way. They're leaving him a lot of room in right center field. Try to go the other way with it again, fouls it back. Count stays at 1-2.
Lopez trying to attract some attention at second base. Fake steal. See if he can get a good jump. Make sure he's scoring on a single.
Seems stop and start there. Here's the pitch. That one was pitched to go the other way, but late on it was Fowler. He fouls another one off. Nick Herzog hoping to get a chance. He's on deck. He had the 3-run home run last inning that broke this game open. Hit back up the middle, a base hit. They're going to send the man from third. There is no throw in it, 6-1 Beacons. Lopez scores an RBI single for Chris Fowler. And after fighting off pitch after pitch to the left side, he gets what he can go right back up the middle with. Nice piece of hitting.
Good at bat by Fowler right there. Wait until he could do something with a pitch. Just send it right back up the middle. Looks like we might have another pitching change here.
Beacons have now scored in 4 consecutive innings. Since the 4th inning, 1 run, 3 runs, and now 1 and counting here in the 7th. It's 2-1 with the runner on first. There is...
Here comes Flaherty.
Dual action in the Southern Maine bullpen.
Yeah, they don't want the lefty facing the righty.
Especially after what he did last time. Here comes the man emerging through the door. We're going to step aside again. Third pitching change of the inning, if I'm correct, including the guy who came in to start it. We'll be back with yet another pitcher on the Beacon Broadcast Network. UMass Boston leads 6-1.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school.
I got the presidential scholarship, which was huge for me.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
I did receive academic scholarships. Just being involved on campus, being a leader, all those things combined kind of get me recognized. It's a great experience for me.
Tanner LeBurge is the new pitcher. You see his abbreviated stat line there. LeBurge making his 11th appearance all out of the bullpen. He's thrown 9 1/3 innings. He's allowed 6 hits, 7 runs, 6 of them earned, walked 9, struck out 7. So he's allows about a walk an inning. First pitch is in there for a strike to Herzog, who had a 3-run home run his last at-bat. The run allowed by Curran is charged to Donnelly. Curran is now responsible for Fowler on first. LeBurge, a sophomore from Windham, Maine. Fowler goes. This one's popped up. Might stay in play, heading towards the dugout. Over from first to make the side is Sam Subble, and the side is retired. The Beacons get 1 run on 2 hits. They do leave one stranded. They tack on another. It's now 6-1. You're watching the Beacon Broadcast Network and Little East TV.
Cheer for the stumbles. The he shoulda had that's. And the tears that linger. For in those moments, greatness lies. There, you will find the provoked, the determined, the unified. It's in those moments that champions are born.
Brian Kaufman's the new pitcher for the Beacons, the right-handed junior from Farmingdale, New York. As I sort through my statistics here, making his 11th appearance of the year. His 10th out of the bullpen. He's 1-0 with a 1.32 ERA. So in 34 innings, allowed 33 hits, 11 runs, only 5 of those were earned. He's walked 10, he's struck out 19. He replaces Joey Rogers, the freshman, another outstanding outing. 7 innings, allowed just 1 run. It was earned. 3 hits, struck out 3, and walked 3. If the decision holds, if the score holds, he would pick up the win. His 3rd of the season, the 3rd of his collegiate career. Kaufman will go 9-1-2 here against Southern Maine in the 8th. Olzak, Quintal, and Bender. Olzak is 1 for 2. He singled and flew out. Just 1 runner in the last 2 innings for Southern Maine. That was a walk. 4 straight Huskies have been retired. Kaufman's first pitch is in there for a strike. Steve, what's his scouting report?
He's got the fastball, slider, curveball, change. All 4 pitches. He could locate all for strikes if he needs to. But he just threw that slider there, and he's a fastball in. His fastball really runs in on righties, away from lefties, and sometimes even dives down the strike zone.
He starts off with the righty-righty matchup, and he starts off up 0-2 in the count. Peers over the top of his mitt. Kicks and deals. Chopper to first. Fowler on a hop. He's going to underhand it to the pitcher for the putout. 3-1 if you're scoring along at home. There's one down.
Yeah, Kaufman's had so much success this year because he's been able to live at the knees of hitters instead of last year. He was more knees to hips. He got up in the strike zone, and kids were able to take him out of the park.
Here's Zach Quintal, fourth time through the order for Southern Maine. He struck out, walked, and reached on a fielder's choice. He was then picked off of first. That ended the fifth. Takes the first pitch for a ball. Sets and delivers. Hit hard to first. Fowler has it on the line. There's two down. Couple nice plays by Chris Fowler. He's been busy here to start the inning. 2 up, 2 down, and Matt Bender will be the batter. Bender's 0 for 3. Kyle Boudris has gotten him 3 times. He's grounded out there twice. One of those was an inning-ending double play. He also lined out to third. That was back in the first. So if you're Boudris right now, you got to be ready. They're going to play him to pull. And the first pitch is away. If you know the defense behind you is playing him to pull, are you more inclined to pitch him inside?
Not necessarily. It depends on the hitter's power zone. I mean, if you pitch him inside, he could just get his bat around it and poke it over the fence. But if he's just a dead pull hitter, you could live away and he'll still pull it down the line.
Count goes to 1-1 on the Husky third baseman. Southern Maine down to just 4 outs. Their 15-game win streak in doubt. He fouled it off his foot and took a tumble down to the ground, grimacing. Gets back up and will walk around. The umpire is going to walk the new ball out to the mound to give Bender a chance to recover. Looks like he got his left foot. That's the one he's looking at now.
He's got that big pad on. I don't know where it could have hit him.
Count will stay at 1-2. There is another arm throwing in the Southern Maine bullpen. They used 3 pitchers last inning. Would they go to a righty possibly in the bottom of the 8th? The 1-2 runs in, almost hit him. Bender ducking out of the way. Count up to 2-2. Kaufman comes to the set. The righty kicks and deals. Scooped. Backhanded for a ball. Count goes full. Nobody on. Full count, 2 outs, top of the 8th. Beacons with a 6-1 lead. They've scored in 4 consecutive innings. Here's the pitch. He missed ball 4. Try to get him to chase the ball away in the dirt. So with 2 outs, the Huskies get a man on, and that'll bring up Sam Staubel. Staubel is 0 for 2. Hit right back up the middle. Kaufman has it and just leaves the ball on the mound. Huskies leave 1 man on, no hits, no runs, no errors in the inning. As we head to the bottom of the 8th, it is 6-1 UMass Boston on Little East TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network.
The University of Massachusetts Boston, with its scenic oceanfront campus, easily accessible to downtown Boston, is recognized as a model of excellence for urban public universities. 16 NCAA Division III sports are part of the more than 100 student organizations that create an engaging campus life in America's biggest and best college town. UMass Boston, Boston's urban public research university for the 21st century.
Bottom of the 8th, last chance here for the Beacons to add some insurance It'll be the 6, 7, 8 hitters trying to do so. Luke Nagel, Anthony Searles, and Sal Frascino. If anybody reaches Charlie Hughey. Nagel's had himself a nice day. He's 3 for 3, 3 base hits, and an RBI. Started the scoring for the Beacons in the 4th. The pitcher is still Tanner LaBerge, and his first pitch misses for ball. LaBerge was the 3rd of 3 pitchers used in the 7th for the Huskies. The right-hander sets and delivers. Popped foul and out of play. Count goes to 2-1 on Nagel. That one's in for a ball. We talked about at the beginning of the game, Steve, the regional rankings, and that it was 3 and 4 between Southern Maine and UMass Boston. I think after today, there's going to be an argument to be made that those two can flip-flop when those rankings are redone next week. That's low ball 4, and Nagel's on for the 4th time in 4 plate appearances.
I don't think they'll flip based on Southern Maine's record in the Little East. I mean, if they lose today's game, they would still be 9-1 versus the Beacons are 7-3, maybe 6-3, 7-4. Yeah, 6-3. They'd be 7-3. I just don't think you can flip-flop them yet. I mean, today's game, it just seems like the Beacons are the better team, but at the same time, you never know. Southern Maine's could wake up in the playoffs and just really roll over everybody else. They've done it in the past, so you never want to count them out.
Want to know the count to Anthony Searles. Little surprised to see Southern Maine use as many pitchers as they have. They'll play 3 games in the next 3 days. They're off tomorrow. Then a doubleheader against Keene State on Saturday, and a non-conference game against Western New England on Sunday. Perhaps why they're capping. Here the runner goes. The throw down. It is waiting for the call. Not in time. Second stolen base of the day for Luke Nagel.
Not your typical speed guy, but swiping 2 bases today is pretty impressive for Luke Nagel.
Here's the 2-1. Away for a ball. 3-1 it goes to Searles. He had a 3-1 count in his last at-bat. He would walk on a full count. Fouled back at us. Second full count at bat in a row to the Beacon catcher. Runner on second, nobody out. The payoff pitch. Hit back up the middle, coming in center is Warren. It's going to hop in front of him. Heading back to the bag was Nagel. He's able to get only up to third. But nonetheless, runner on the corners, nobody out. I think Nagel thought that ball was going to be caught. He was off with the pitch, then started heading full speed back to second. By the time he realized it was going to fall, he was more or less back at the bag. So here's Sal Frascino. Frascino on the day is 0 for 1. He came in place of Lionel Danielson, who came in place of Danny Brown. He's been in this game since the 6th inning.
Southern Maine's got another lefty up in the bullpen right now. Catcher could be wasting time, waiting for him to warm up. Yep, and he is. Here comes Ed Flaherty.
So one more pitching change for the Huskies before we can get out of here today. We'll be back with LaBerge's final line and the new pitcher. It's 6-1 Beacons on the Beacon Broadcast Network and Little East TV.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
Having that free time allows me to pursue the things that I want to pursue.
Division III athletics affords students the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport. allows you to just be able to do everything you want to do. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Tanner LeBurge is done after officially a third of an inning. He faced 3 batters. He allowed 1 hit. He walked 1 as well. The new pitcher, as the runner takes off for second, and will be in on a defensive indifference. The new pitcher is Colton Lawrence, a freshman from Farmington, Maine. Making his 8th appearance. They've all been out of the bullpen. He's thrown 7 1/3, allowed 8 hits. 3 runs, all of them earned. He struck out 4. He's walked 4. He's facing Sal Frashino. That pitch to Frashino misses for a ball, and the count goes to 1-1. There is somebody else warming up for Southern Maine with nobody out. They might not be done yet. Through 6 pitchers so far. 2-1 the count to Frashino. Looks like another lefty.
Probably up to face Boudris and Fowler.
There's the pitch, a half swing from Frashino. And the count goes to 2-2. Beacons won't necessarily get to that point with nobody out. If Lawrence can retire the next 3, that would be it. Grounded back up the middle, could be 2. Ranging over is the shortstop. He's going to go to first. They'll get the 1. No, the umpire call him safe.
Safe. He beat it out.
So a run's going to score. Searles up to third in an RBI single for Sal Frashino. Make it 7-1. And that run will be charged to Tanner LeBurge. Still responsible for Searles on third. Yugi is 0 for 2.
See if the Beacons continue to steal bases. Got 2 already this inning. Sal Frashino on first base, one of the faster Beacons on the team. Wouldn't be surprised if they swipe the bag if Southern Maine gives it to him.
He has 8 stolen bases and 10 tries this year. The pitch showing bunt, gets it down, first base side. Pitcher comes in, Lawrence looks to the plate, doesn't have it, throws to first for the out, but another run is going to score on the sac bunt from Charlie Hugie.
And here comes the pitching change.
And that will be it for Colton Lawrence. Perhaps the last pitching change, maybe not. We will see. We're going to take a break here on the Beacon Broadcast Network. 7-1 UMass Boston on top.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and I know how powerful words can be. The term gay doesn't mean stupid, lame, or less than.
So I pledge to speak up if I hear the term gay used in a derogatory way or any other homophobic terms.
If you can play in Division III.
I'm a Division III student athlete, and my teammates unconditionally accepted me as part of their family. So now I pledge to do the same for others. If you can play in Division III.
The parade continues with Ryan Gaidu. He will be the 7th pitcher of the game for the Huskies, making his 10th appearance of the year, all out of the bullpen. He's 0-0 with a 5.79 ERA in 9 innings, 9 1/3 innings, led 9 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned, 5 walks, 8 strikeouts. The last 4 pitchers now, including Colton Lawrence for Southern Maine, have all lasted a third of an inning. They're just rolling these guys through.
It's just a tough day. I mean, it could have been the plan by Coach Flaherty just to get everybody an inning or everybody an out. But it just doesn't seem like any of these pitchers have hit the ground running, really throwing a lot of strikes and getting outs quick.
I was going to say, I've heard of, getting pitchers innings. Like, we're going to try to get a couple guys an inning in this game, but I've never heard of a get a guy an out strategy. Josh Lopez is the batter, 5th time through the order for the Beacons. He's reached in his last 2 plate appearances as an RBI and scored. And he fouls the first one back. Meanwhile, Lawrence is still responsible for the runner on second. 2 runs have scored this inning, so the Beacons have now scored in every inning since the 4th. They put up crooked numbers twice. Here's the 0-1. Hit down the first base line. That's a fair ball. That's going to score another. Lopez around first, heading to second. He'll slide in there. It is now 9-1 Beacons. RBI double, second RBI of the game for Josh Lopez. This does not look like a team in Southern Maine that is coming in on a 15-game win streak. 3 hits in the inning. 3 runs. Still just 1 out. It was an RBI sacrifice bunt from Charlie Hughey. The pitch to Mantoni's in there for a strike. That run is charged to Colton Lawrence. So of that parade of pitchers who have thrown just a third of an inning, every one of them has allowed a hit, and all but one have allowed a run. Tanner LeBurge allowed 2. So the count is 0-2 to Mantoni. Henry Curran's the only one who escaped without damage to his ERA. Pitcher in the Southern Maine bullpen has stopped throwing. This one's outside for a ball. 1-2 the count to Mantoni. He is 1 for 4. Twice he's been put out by Jake Dexter at second base. This one's grounded to third. Stepping back to plate is Bender. Runner's going to try to go from second to third. Lopez is going to slide in head first and safe. So the runner advances for Mantoni. But there are 2 outs. And that's the second time Bender's gotten Mantoni. So here's Kyle Boudreau's last chance, perhaps, to add insurance for the Beacons, leading 9-1. Can't get much better insurance than that. 1 run on 3 hits for Southern Maine, 9 runs on 13 hits for the Beacons. This one's behind Boudris. Coming home is Lopez. It took a big hop off the back. The tag is in time, and Lopez is retired. You know, some days everything's going your way, but even then, stealing home is only about 50-50.
Yeah, it's just a tough bounce off the padding in the back. Ball came right back to the catcher and made an easy play.
As we make the turn for home, Beacons 9, Huskies 1 on Little East TV and the Beacon Broadcast Network.
For the Beacons in the bottom of
What separates UMass Boston from other schools is the fact that a large percentage of students commute. For me, it takes 2 hours each day to go to and from school, but every second has been worth it because the students that come here are serious about learning, they value their education, and understand where it'll take them in the future. This is what UMass Boston means to me.
Brian Kaufman back out on the mound for the Ninth. He's going to try to finish this off. He will face Dylan Hapworth, Paul McDonough, and Jake Dexter if anybody reaches Devin Warren. We talked at the beginning of the game, Steve, about Southern Maine's lineup, best in the conference, hitting .328. It's a team that came in having won 15 straight. As Kaufman's first pitch misses. Which is the bigger takeaway for you in this game here, assuming things hold the way they are? The way that the Beacons hit a good pitching staff, or the way that really just Joey Rogers and Brian Kaufman tore through this lineup?
You got to tip your cap to Joey Rogers and Kaufman closing it out. I mean, Kaufman came in when the game was kind of out of hand, but at the same time, he's thrown no-hit ball since he came in. And Rogers giving up 3 hits to this potent Southern Maine lineup's very impressive, especially as a freshman. I mean, it shows how good these kids are and how much potential this team has.
Kaufman quickly behind 3-0. Here's the pitch. That's in there for a strike. Kaufman looks in, the righty kicks and deals. That is chopped foul. Count goes full after he fell behind 3-2. Southern Maine, talk about how good their offense has been. Their fewest hits in the game is 6. That came back in Florida on a spring trip against Dartmouth, which is Division I. Their lowest total against a Division III team, they had 7 versus Endicott and Babson in early season games. And they're at 3 right now. So this is a significant departure from what their offense has been all year.
And you say Dartmouth. That's the D1 Dartmouth, not the UMass.
The Big Green, not
yeah.
the Corsairs. Or whatever it is. Corsairs. The Pirates. If we're being honest. Nothing against UMass Dartmouth. It's an interesting mascot name. Here's the pitch. Hit hard into left field. Nagel has a beat on it. No, it's over his head. It looked like he had it lined up. He had to adjust at the last second. And it hit off the base of the wall. A good throw is able to hold Hapworth to a single. But the leadoff man is on for Southern Maine. He's had himself a day. Home run in the 4th. That base hit he also walked. He had the great diving catch in left field as well.
He's the only guy that showed up for Southern Maine so far, at least with the bat.
We know the bullpen showed up. They all showed up. They've all been here.
True.
7 pitchers used in the game for the Huskies. And they're going to use a pinch hitter, too. Tom Budravich is the pitch hitter, a junior from Boxford, Massachusetts.
Where's the outfield playing right now? They're shifting out.
They were shifting for him to go the other way. He pulls it to second for one, on to first, double play. 4-6-3. And you're right, it was an interesting outfield shift.
Herzog's playing the right center gap right now. I'm not sure he realized he's supposed to be playing right field.
Perhaps they were playing for McDonough, didn't realize the pinch hitter. And here comes another pinch hitter.
There's, what, 50 yards between Herzog and the line?
Pinch hitter's Caleb Bridgham, a sophomore from Minot, Maine. He grounds it to short past the diving glove of Hughie. It's going to be a 2-out base hit for Bridgham. See if we get another pinch hitter here. And nope, it is Devin Warren. Warren's 0 for 3. He's grounded out all 3 times. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play. Kaufman kicks and deals. Hit foul again.
Seems like Warren's trying to go that way.
Bring him on first. That was just his 10th at-bat of the year. He has yet to attempt a stolen base. He is now 5 for 10. He's now hitting 500s. This poked first base side behind the bag. Heading back is Fowler. Looking over. Makes the catch and slams into the wall. A great play by Chris Fowler to finish it off. The Beacons extinguish the 15-game winning streak for the Huskies and take this one by a score of 9-1. 1 run on 5 hits for Southern Maine, 9 runs on 13 hits for the Beacons. They did commit an error, but overall a great effort here for the home team today. We're going to take a quick look back at the highlights now of this one. We'll come back on the other side with LEC standings and to look at what's ahead for the Beacons. Don't go anywhere. On the postgame show again, UMass Boston 9, Southern Maine 1, your final.
UMass Boston was my first choice because when I came to the campus, I saw that there was a lot of diversity. There's a lot of people. Here there's a lot of international students, so it's really cool to meet people from different countries, different parts of the world. I'm Julia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
I'm Olivia Murphy. I'm from Canton, Massachusetts.
We're sisters.
We're sisters.
I play volleyball and she plays basketball. Here they have a freshman success community. So each major has their own community that you can join as a freshman, and you take classes with them, you do study groups with them. So it was really helpful getting to know people in your major right away.
So in health exercise sciences, we have an internship at the end, so it's so much better to have like an advisor helping you out, like telling you which classes to choose.
Back here in Boston to recap the Beacons' 9-1 win over Southern Maine. UMass Boston improves to 22-9 with the win, 7-3 in conference. Southern Maine falls to 22-8, 9-1 in conference play, their first conference loss. I'm going to sneeze here, so Steve, your thoughts?
Yeah, well, this is a great game for the Beacons. You know, they had a tough loss to Southern Maine in Southern Maine last week, and they responded very well. And they were, by an outstanding effort by Joey Rogers, just completely shut down Southern Maine's offense. And Kaufman came in to close it those last 2 innings. But the Beacons had 13 hits against a relatively good pitching staff from Southern Maine as well.
And we saw all of it.
Yeah, we saw most of it, if not all. But it's a great win for the Beacons. Southern Maine breaks their 15-game winning streak, but I'm sure they'll bounce back in the time to come. But if the Beacons can sweep the rest of their conference games, they still have a chance to host. It may be slim, but you never give up hope.
Rogers, 7 innings, 1 run on 3 hits. He improves to 3-0. Fortier falls to 3-1. Kaufman, 2 innings of 2 hit, no run ball. He did walk him in. Taking a look now around the rest of the conference, because obviously it's going to shake things up. The first conference loss for Southern Maine. They fall to 9-1. UMass Boston now right there with UMass Dartmouth. And they, I believe, split their doubleheader. I know they've already played this year. They did split their doubleheader, and I honestly don't know what the tiebreaker is after that.
It would go down to the East Con. So Southern Maine swept East Con, and UMass Boston, I believe, split against them as well. So Southern Maine would still have the tiebreak. So Southern Maine has to lose out, I believe, or lose 2 games in order for UMass Boston to host.
That run for the 2nd seed will be interesting. UMass Dartmouth still does have to play Southern Maine twice. That will be their last game of the regular season before the conference tournament, which starts on May 10th. But obviously a lot still up in the air. Those top 3 spots, everybody's right there with just a couple weeks to go, just 1 week to go, week and a half to go in this season. Before we go, a couple thank yous we want to send out. We can call them shout-outs, why not? Steve, because we were blabbing this whole time. There's some other people who made us look so good. So for Seth Orensky, who put this whole little shindig together, Alyssa Fugel, the director, Rachel Maslak on replay. I hope I got that right. I did. All right. I'm on a roll with those last couple games. Everybody on camera, Sarah Alenardo, Rachel Mayette, and Ariel Gallucci. Steve, it's been a pleasure working with you. Hopefully we get another game possibly in conference tournament.
Well, most likely. Most unlikely.
We'll see. Hey,
what are you going to call it?
Anything's possible in baseball. We started this game off with a catcher's interference. Anything's possible in baseball.
True.
Your final score one more time, UMass Boston 9, University of Southern Maine 1. The Beacons pick up the big win at home. For Little East TV, Beacon Broadcast Network, the SID department here at UMass Boston. I'm Alex Barth. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.